Okay. Fix some ghosts. The Justice Minister's daughter has been abducted. Kidnappers demand the execution of the death row prisoner Jowd to be carried out tonight. Lynn says the execution is a mistake, and I believe her, and so I'm paying the kidnappers hideout a visit to see what I can find out about the abduction.
I ordered some dinner to eat.
Good. What did she order? I hope it was pizza. Took you so long. Your instinct was right, Beauty, my dear. They had that restaurant surrounded. It took me forever to shake them, and now my poor bike is ready for the scrap heap. Next time, maybe you should make it a tricycle so you don't hurt yourself. Ouch, that hurts, Beauty. That's okay, that's what I love about you. Be a little more gentle with your valuable hostage, please. Yes, yes, always keep a smile on a lady's face, right, my dear? Here, see that, Beauty? Now there's a smile blooming on your face too, my dear. Yes, a bright smile. I'm going out for a breath of fresh air. You're on guard duty. Alright, I'll dream of you until you return. Why don't you open up the trunk for our guest? I will, Beauty. I was just taking a little breather. Alright, little lady. Let me open that trunk for you. Or not. Beauty. It looks like the Justice Minister's daughter really has been kidnapped. And something else is bothering me too. I don't think I've ever been in this room before, but something about it is giving me a strange sense of deja vu. I've seen something like this before. Yes, we have indeed. Taken something precious to manipulate others, so that's what kidnapping is. The dirty tricks those without the powers of the dead come up with. However, if I take that precious thing back, their power vanishes, doesn't it? Now then, time to see how the Justice Minister's little girl is doing, before this guy wakes up from his dream of beauty. More? Whenever I possess a door like this, for some reason I get the urge to send something flying with it. These ghost tricks are kind of addictive. Nah. Darn. Can't reach my destination from here. Just my imagination. Almost like we're playing Metal Gear. Just my imagination, that's all he has to say? What an amazingly simple fellow. This room, on the other hand, is starting to look amazingly festive. The question is, how can I use it to my advantage? Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. This is one of those things you light with fire, isn't it? As long as there's light in the room, is something like this really necessary? But if something can be lit, it kinda makes me want to light it. Need another core to reach the trunk and open it. I wonder if I can create a new core. Sure we can. What does this do? Again. Just me now. If he was any more laid back, he'd fall right off that crate. But look at that stream that goes spinning round and round. Now, how can I make use of that? Well, my dear. Does it go up all the way? If so, I can... Or no, I can't. Well, I guess I have to go the long way around. Thank you. Just my imagination. What in the... What's going on here? Little lady is... Is this little lady really a daughter of the Justice Minister? She's got it comfy too. Just my imagination. What's with the fun book and juice? Like I said, always keep a smile on the lady's face. I wanted to treat our guests well. How about treating me well? I'd like some bread and milk, please. At your service, my dear. Be back in a flash. Hey, mister. Yes, cute little lady. More juice, perhaps? All I have to do is ask. Have I been kidnapped? Don't cry, little dear. There's nothing to be afraid of. The surroundings are miserable and filthy, I know, but we just ask for a little patience. Say those awful things about this house. Huh? This house is where I used to live. What? I apologize, little lady. I'm the one who's miserable and filthy, forgive me. What's the meaning of this, Beauty? Why here, at this girl's old house? Don't ask me. It was the other party in our deal who chose this location. Oh, I see. Been empty for 5 years, and apparently nobody ever comes here. But never mind that. What about my bread and milk? Oh, of course. Now, you be a good girl while I'm gone. You just read your book and drink your juice. To go home. Not quite yet. This dilapidated place was Camelia's old house? What's going on here? What in the world? Why does the little lady have a core of the dead? When I helped her out at Lynn's apartment, she didn't have one. So that must mean... must have died sometime after that. And it also means... somebody else must have saved her. Now that's a twist. I better ask her what happened. Who's there? Oh, wait a minute. Is that you, Missile? Missile! I'm sorry, I'm not Missile. My name's Sissel. Sissel? My name is Camellia. Camellia, so it is her, I knew it. What happened to me? What is this place? Can hardly tell the poor little thing this is... can hardly tell the poor little thing this is the land of the dead. Land of the dead? Does that mean I'm dead? Darn, I forgot there are no secrets in the ghost world. You can relax, you're not dead. But this isn't the first time you've been here, apparently. Really? I don't remember. Wait a minute, maybe I do remember. Sort of. You do? Looks like she doesn't remember being saved very well. So there's some other dead person out there with special powers, eh? Anyway, I don't want to press her if she doesn't remember dying. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about something else? Sure, go ahead, sissy. Sissy, eh? Lynn asked me to do something for her tonight. I know about that part. She asked you to go to the chicken kitchen on Dead End Drive, right? Yeah, but I never got there. Now I wish I could say I'm sorry to her. I never should have gone through that park. What park? Thamesick Park. It's a shortcut to Dead End Drive. Is that where the kidnappers grabbed you? Yeah, Lynn always said, I don't like that park. Scary things happen there. Thamesick Park, eh? What am I going to do? Lynn's going to be mad. She is? How come? Because I left it there. The music box, in the park. Right, the music box. The music box was hidden in the apartment. I finally found it with a little bit of luck and courage. Guess where it was? I don't know. Where? I'll pretend I don't know. You know, you don't have to humor me. Oops. So, what happened to the music box? I hid it in the bushes at the park just before it happened. Just before? Oh, just before you were kidnapped, huh? I didn't want the bad man to take it, so I hid it. I bet it's still there in the park. You did well. So the music box is in the park. I better let Lynn know. Is this your old house? Also, I guess TTS crashed. Hold on. Yeah, this thing again. Still haven't had time to debug that. Yep, this is where we lived until 5 years ago, but now I live with Lynn and Missile. Lynn is like a big sister to you, isn't she? Yep, she's a detective, you know. She's a hero. She is, huh? By the way, about your father. Is he the justice minister? My father is... gone. Gone? Maybe he passed away? No, that's not it. My dad... going to die, and it's all because of me. What do you mean because of me? Why would you say that? Called an execution. My dad is a detective. No way. Don't tell me your father is Detective Jowd. That's right. What in the world? 5 years ago, something really bad happened. Like a scary dream, but it wasn't a dream. 5 years ago, that murder case. It was Mom's birthday that day. My mom and dad were working and I was home by myself. And then I had an idea. I was going to surprise my mom. Set up that contraption. I'm home, Camellia. Why is it dark? Mom! Mom! What was that noise? I still can't believe it happened. It wasn't supposed to work like that. I know that contraption, and I know how it was supposed to work. Party poppers and a cake, a birthday message. The real question is, why would you have a live gun ready and loaded in your fucking living room on a picture? My dad told me not to tell anybody. Just leave it to me, he said. My dad wanted to be executed. He asked him for it. But I wanted to tell everybody it was my fault. My dad said that what I saw was a bad dream. He told me to forget it. It's also unbelievably tragic. I can't believe it. This little lady is Detective Jowd's daughter? I just can't tell her. I can't tell her why she was kidnapped. Why was I kidnapped? I want to know. Whoops. There are no secrets in the ghost world. Maybe we'd better stop talking. It's too dangerous. Sissy, you're not going to talk to me anymore? I think we'd better get you out of here first. We can talk more after that. Okay, but I'm going to rescue now. You just hold on a little longer, alright? Okay, but we'll talk later, right? Don't forget, you promised, Sissy. Well, how's that for a twist? And it's gonna get even more twisty after this. In this game, whenever you think that now it has reached maximum twist status, it's just going to twist even more. You just wait and see. Also, I sounded so strange because I was eating chocolate. What took you so long? I traveled the entire town in search of the finest bread and milk for you, my dear. But it's late and all the shops are closed. We're leaving this place right now. What? But he's not here yet. If we couldn't meet at the restaurant, weren't we supposed to meet here? Yes, and he's the one who chose this location. I don't like this one bit. We have to run around doing all this extra work, all for the sake of his deal. Be quiet. Can't be helped. This place is too dangerous. I told you, my sixth sense is very strong. Alright, as you wish, beauty. I feel it. I sense something here in this room. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? Talking to me. I can sense your presence, you know. The next time I sense you, this child will die. Remember that. Alright, we're leaving. Pardon me, little lady. All of a sudden, I'm left behind alone. Alone in the room that stole that little lady's smile away 5 years ago. Now the little lady is gone now. The little lady is gone now, leaving me with only a few new facts. A few very heavy, very sad facts. Does Lynn know about all this? One other thing stands out in my mind. I can sense your presence. There's some of that kidnapper's final words. Do those two know? Do the kidnappers know about the powers of the dead? It looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunk was Detective Jowd's daughter, Camellia, not the minister's daughter. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. I told Len what I had found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been abducted. That the kidnappers had been holed up in Camellia's old house, and that they sensed my presence and were already gone. Camellia? Why do they have Camellia? Your father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister? I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. It looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. Poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution. It's just too much. Cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists too, like the kidnappers winding up in and using Camellia's old house as their hideout. No way it could be just coincidence. And them sensing my presence. They seem to know about the powers of the dead. Just don't understand any of it. I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back. Who cares about distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister, it wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. Ah! How can I believe in you? I'm a realist. Please! You don't believe what we say. See for yourself. Just call home and... I try calling 100 times. My wife won't answer. She won't? It's complicated. Why does life have to be such a complicated thing? And if she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? Doesn't prove it. And I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter? Whoo-wee! That's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister, quite a pickle. Oh wait, that's wrong. Completely the wrong voice. Oh my god. Rick and Morty's new season. I'm not sure, did it actually already start or is it starting soon? Either way, looking forward to that. Miss me, baby. Inspector Cabanella. I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is. Detective Jowd? Detective Jowd, I'm so sorry, I tried... I know that you're innocent. I just can't prove it. So sorry. Len, please don't apologize to me. Ah, the beautiful love between a teacher and a student brings a tear to my eye. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanella, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you. And you're fine with this? I mean, you knew as well as I do. Detective Zhao could never have done such a thing. Ha ha ha! Oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty, and two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby? If that's the case, why did you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons. So were all those rumors about you true? Now the only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend? Everybody has certain principles they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby. That's enough, Lynn. But Detective Jowd, I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be. But... Poor Emily, is she alright? Actually, the girl who was kidnapped is Camellia. Why is a dream talking to me in my head again? Wait a minute, Emily? Could that be the Emily next door? Yes, I think so. Wow, I didn't know the Justice Minister lived next door. No, not me, my wife, it's complicated. Yeah, I bet it would be pretty hard to admit she left him. Minister's wife ran away on him? Maybe they grew apart, what with them being so busy. Yeah, I bet you're right. Please stop gossiping about me inside my own head. According to what I heard, Emily was supposed to go to some sort of lesson tonight. Those horrible kidnappers, they were lying in wait for her. But Emily didn't go out after all. She couldn't. She had a fever. Fever! And so the kidnappers grabbed Camellia by mistake instead. Apparently, Emily and Camellia are about the same age. Kidnappers must have gotten the two of them mixed up. It's my fault. If I hadn't asked Camellia to do that errand for me, this never would have happened. Alright, you asked her to bring the music box. Camellia. Why is the fucking thing still not working? Hold on. Fuck off. Somehow it has connection problems sometimes. I'll just restart it. Real quick.
Test.
There we go. So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened. Something about a kidnapping? Some kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's terrible. What's their demand?
I'm so full now.
The carrying out of your execution tonight. Ha ha ha. I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple. It's not that simple. Why not? Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camellia. What? Camellia? I checked it out for myself, I'm positive. No, it can't be! By the way, Camellia told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camellia herself. What?
It's
what are
Camilla,
you talking about?
not Camellia.
I pronounce it you can pronounce it either way, by the way, just so you know. And fuck you. Don't listen to him! I'm the one who shot her, I'm the one who shot Alma. And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camellia won't have to suffer anymore after tonight. For a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. It'll just bring her new suffering. The only person's pain in this execution is going to ease is yours. Is it true what Camellia said? What if I told you that the way things are pronounced is completely made up and arbitrary, and anyone can basically do whatever they want because there's no wrong answer? How about that? Also go fuck yourself. Why don't you tell us what you know? To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Alma's, birthday. We came home from work and she went in first. I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Alma and Camellia, just the two of them. So the little lady's mother died right in front of her. Why, that's too horrible. Camellia told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to have made, an impossible move. An impossible move. It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There's no other explanation. That's what I convinced everyone of, even me. But tonight you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. Powers of the dead, right? That day, in that room, powers that I didn't understand were at work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who know about these powers. Kidnappers who abducted Camellia knew about those powers. This is no ordinary kidnapping. It looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was. Detective Jowd, there's still time before dawn. A little, anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die? Camellia was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption. First was, of course, the firing of that gun. Right, that was an antique gun I'd had on display for years. So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design. Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday. And the other strange point was the movement of that Cupid. Cupid? It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption's design and then manipulated it. I don't know what to say. I didn't have time to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camellia. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in. What kind of adjustment? The gun, of course. Gun, eh? Come to think of it. There was no gun there, just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe what she told me about the contraption, but one thing was for certain, that gun was still smoking. So that gun really did shoot Alma. I hid the gun before I went to the police. You hid it? I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective. What, you mean? And that detective still thinks it's a music box. So that's what was in the box, huh? I got a different murder weapon ready to give to the police, my own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the details. When it was all done, I turned myself in. Detective Jowd, is what you told us just now true? Yes, of course. In that case, there's still time. Still time? Time to solve the case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jowd, and of course, little Camellia didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm going to prove it. For Camelia's sake, Sounds wonderful. Thank you, Detective Jowd. Lynn, where is that music box now? In Tamsic Park. Camilla left it there. That gun is important
Let's trick
evidence.
some ghosts.
You'd better go pick it up. Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Cecil, take care of Detective Jowd. And do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side. And yet again I say, easy enough for you to say. What's going on? Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmate. A little change in plans. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something. But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back at the prison, everybody's waiting for you, with a special seat just for you, baby. Then I guess we better prove my innocence on the double. On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend. I want to save Camilla in more ways than one, and that's all there is to it. I see, my old friend, in more ways than one. What say you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in? Order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. As you wish, Your Excellency. Please don't bow down to me, and especially not that low. In that case, can I have one of you boys arrange for me a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind? Yes, sir. The van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Her escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row inmate? I'm glad to see Detective Jowd all fired up now, but I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with the proof of Jowd's innocence, it will be meaningless if Jowd or Camilla dies. Got to do something about that kidnapping somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here. Most likely, the minister won't stop the execution, not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped. But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it. Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister. Prove it? How? I doubt his wife is ever going to answer the phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right? But the telephone works in both directions. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, only family members can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost? Yeah? I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who can change this situation. Gee, detective. For these past 5 years, Camilla is the only thing that kept me going. Can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me? I'll try. The key to getting the Justice Minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter. But is there a way? Ah. Right. Just as I thought. This little girl is safe in her bed. Murder, execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. This last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Jowd's heart, and the chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight has related back to me in some way, and I bet this mistaken-ridden abduction does too. Alright. Finally, for the block on 3DS games, we're gonna play some Rune Factory.